Round one.
Hi everyone, it's Diabolik with Bacon Ice Cream Productions. I'm here with Mike Lorenzo. I know Mike because of the only game in town. He came in just like 8 months ago, I think, and he ran a Starship Troopers demo for the miniatures war game. And since then, he's been playing at a regular D&D game at the store. So we talk every once in a while, and he knew I came here. I knew he came here. So we met up downstairs yesterday, I believe it was, at the wargaming room, and he was running a zombie game, and I wanted him to have the opportunity to talk about it. Mike, good to see you here. I know It's been a long couple days, so talk to me about your game.
Okay, well, it's based loosely off of Starship Troopers. There's some commercially available rules now for it, which I'm not involved with, but along similar lines. And the Starship Troopers mechanics, which is a game that Mongoose Publishing had made a few years back, was very elegant mechanics and allowed you to do miniature games with a nice flow of action. What I added to it for a zombie game is a scenario-driven plot line and creating different characters, archetypes that you would be familiar with from zombie movies or from cinema. And the characters would have agendas, and it was based on popular fiction like World War Z is a very good book by Brooks. And what I like to do is basically create a story for the characters. And the people in the game, it almost has an RPG feel to it, but it's a miniatures game. And we had 8 players, or eight positions for the morning game. I have people play gangs, SWAT teams, civilians just trying to get away from zombies. The military is there having an agenda, and it's fun. Basically, we use cards for events, and some of the things are very funny. In the first game, the civilians had a helicopter pilot in their group, and they were getting through a building and fighting their way through zombies to get to a helicopter, and just in the final moments, the turn before they would get to the helicopter and escape the board, another player had drawn an event card and the helicopter blew up.
Nice.
And it was a funny moment. The civilian player, their hands went up and they were beside themselves. Obviously, they couldn't get away. There were other players who were able to escape. One of the SWAT teams had hot-wired a police car that was behind when chaos ensued. They were able to get off the board when an event card was drawn, clearing the way through the zombies to get out of that area. That was the morning game. That was a lot of fun. When I run this game, every time I run it, it's different. And I've run it a few times last year.
Is that because you changed the scenario, or is it just because the way people play it changes?
I only changed the scenario a little bit. I try to keep the structure the same. It's the people that change it. Okay. The players all are different. People are different. They have different ways they approach games. Some people are very task-driven to get their objective. Other people just like to, shoot their little guns, shoot zombies. And the event cards really change things. The order that they come in, that scenario element is something I did to make it different, to give it that plot-driven, event-driven storyline. So what happens is the players draw cards, regular playing cards. The civilians and gang players, if they get a red card, it's favorable. If they get a black card, it's something bad. It's the same card, different results based on who draws it.
Okay.
So when the military and the SWAT teams have the black colors of the cards, so if they draw a spades or clubs, that would be a good effect. If they draw hearts or diamonds, it's a bad effect.
Okay.
Sometimes the effects are bad for everybody. Often it might just be them or a random player. And the Joker cards are always fun because a Joker card means that someone turns into a zombie right away.
Okay.
They were bitten prior, or they were just in a combat with a zombie. Those people, and it's the previous player often, which always causes tension between players, which increases the dynamic of the game.
Right.
So those things really make every game different, and I've never had a game run the same.
Okay.
The second game I ran yesterday was totally different from the first game. People tried to exit the table by getting off in vehicles, because the clear exit never materialized. And we did have a helicopter land. A third helicopter came into the game for the military player, but due to circumstances, the SWAT player commandeered the helicopter and was able to escape from the zombie plague.
Okay. Is the point of this scenario to escape or to kill all the zombies?
These scenarios I've been running are based on escaping the zombies.
Okay.
There's other game systems I had mentioned, Apocalypse Z. That one can be run for a one-on-one game where you're basically one person's playing zombies, another person's playing humans, like a cleanup operation. That system lends itself very well. It's also derivative from the Starship Troopers game mechanics, and that's one that has an open license. What I've done is just throw something together for convention games, something that I'll probably never publish, but just something that's fun.
And how'd it go for you? Did you enjoy yourself? Did the players look like they enjoyed themselves?
Yes, absolutely. What I do is I set up the game so that if more people want to show up, they can be zombies and they can eat the brains of the other players. So.
Which who really wouldn't want to do that? Especially if you run into people you've seen at the con and you're just like, take them out.
Right, yeah, and we had a family of 4 that played in the second game, and three of the 4 family members are the ones that placed first, second, and third.
Okay.
And they were playing against each other. The mother and father were cooperative. Their 2 sons, one of them was the SWAT team that commandeered the helicopter from his brother.
Oh, okay.
So that you get that social dynamic of friends and family, which makes it interesting. It's
cool.
Really fun.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Mike.
Thank you.
Ha 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 ha.